to all of you guys. Am I audible to you?
Yes, yes. Good evening.
Yeah. Yes. Total we have 15 persons in the meeting. That's a good number actually. Yeah. Now it's 16. I am sharing my screen and are you able to see my screen, right?
Yes, Harsha.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes.
So, first of all, I would like to congrats for of all of us, for the Chandrayaan 3. So, it's like a benefit for all the humankind. Okay, so now I'm directly jumping to the today topic. What are the future challenges for Microsoft SQL DBA? So, can anyone provide their views as well? So it's not like I prepared some topic and I just talk myself. It's not. It's just like interactive session. Okay. Can someone take the stage, please? Yeah. Hello, guys. This is our stage, guys. Okay. We need to utilize this platform. Okay. Can anyone like provide your what are the difficulties that you are facing nowadays? Hello. Okay. So no problem. I will speak. Okay, so today topic is like what are the future challenges for the MS SQL DBA? So you know that, right? We are all, especially when I'm talking, I means I'm considering all the people like from 0 to 8 years. Okay, like we are all like addicted to the graphic user interface, and so basically when the we need to manage the work family and enhancing but it is very bit hard to manage the time and everything, right? Are you agree or not? Hello.
Yes, I agree,
So
Harsha.
yes, right. So if you know that, right? So day by day, like for every year, like almost 3 lakhs persons are BTech people are coming out, and every month, okay, approximately in my circle, okay, what I know, the what are the few trainers and everything. So for every month, like 200 to 500 members DBAs are coming out. So if that numbers are getting increased, so the L1 activities and L2 activities approximately like nowadays so many GPT tools are got arrived, right? So with little bit like guidance, all the people who are who came from the like came in the IT industry after completing the BTech or post graduation, so they are able to do that on their own. So nowadays what are the experience that we gain through all these years, okay, that is becoming like very I mean the effectiveness becoming is very less. Okay, so nowadays that is the one of the threat that we have to face in the future. Okay, the second thing is like nowadays every organizations are moving to cloud, and what are the existing environments that they are having. Okay, so they are trying to migrate their MS SQL Microsoft databases to other RDBMS products who are offering the same functionality. For example, I will take the Postgres. So what are the activities that we are performing like on the standard edition or enterprise edition? The same kind of high availability and disaster recovery solutions are there in the Postgres as well. So if someone comes to you and will ask why I need to pay this much of amount, this much of dollars, okay, for SQL Server, I'm having all these like features in Postgres as well. You know that Postgres is a open source, right? So why I need to pay this much of amount? You know that we have less people in the IT industry for the for Postgres administration, right? Why? Because of this, like user interface, like only it all works like with the commands only. The interaction with will be not friendly as like Windows. Okay, so this is the challenges, but as a management of point of view, I will always look into that how I can save the money investment. So they don't consider that array yaar, our DBA doesn't know that Postgres or Linux environment, so let's give some training. So they will pass an ultimatum. Okay, so what? So we are migrating the to the database. So let's come with the prepare for some come an action plan. Come with an action plan. So they will force us to learn other things as well, which are not in our hand. So for example, we need to manage our children, our time, and how the time is not sufficient for us. Okay, so the main culprit is the time, and also sometimes like if we want to learn something, very small things as well, we need to invest more than 5 hours or 5 hours. So it is not at all possible one or two times we can invest our time, but on day to day basis it is not at all possible. Okay, why? Because as a DBS we might work in like rotational shifts. Okay, so and also we need to take care of our health as well, right? So now, as after completing of session, you need to write this kind of diagram for yourself, and you need to identify what are the SWOT analysis stands for, like strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. Okay, so now in the strength, what are our strength? Okay, I am very good at troubleshooting. I am good at like HADR of question. If any question will fire to me, I will answer in the fraction of seconds. So
Is
I
this
am very
call
good. Yeah,
started? Can you someone let me?
yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I am very good at troubleshooting. I am very good at T-SQL. So I will list out the strengths. So can the strength cover the weaknesses? So for example, I might weak in PowerShell. I might weak in PowerShell. So in the if in the I mean if I went to the interview, so I'm very confident of DBA technology, DBA terms, and DBA kind of task and everything. What they will ask, right? So have you had? Do you have any knowledge on .NET? Do you have any knowledge on PowerShell? How good you are at T-SQL? How good you are at like Python? How good you are like on how good you are at PySurf? So sometimes so they will always screws you like that you are not at all full optimized person. So and that weakness will comes up that weakness will in future will convert as a threats for us as well. Now what are the opportunities that we have currently? For example, as of now, the period is slightly frozen. So they are the calls that we are not getting in the currently in the market as of now is very less comparing to previous. So now it's the right opportunity to learn something what we don't know. I mean like T-SQL, Power BI, whatever it kind related to SQL Server only. Okay. For example, if I go on interview, so they will ask you, can you do the database refresh data stage? Sorry, data stage refresh in the Power BI. Okay, we know as a DBA, we know that like we know what is database refresh. What about data stage refresh? Okay, so they will ask them go and fetch the PowerShell report and convert the PowerShell report into HTML format. That HTML is also not our boundary, but we have to learn few things which are not in our scope as well, because we need to full make ourselves like a full-fledged person. Now, threats. We if I when we are talking about threats, what could be our threats? So obviously most of the clients that are looking for the RDBMS now, what are the MS SQL server products that we are having now? Postgres is 15 version is currently going in the market. So now all the databases that are which are are migrating slowly to the open source RDBMS products. Now support is going to, Postgres we are other companies who are going to provide support as well. So it could be our threat if we don't learn the technologies. Okay, so I have whenever I joined as a database administrator, I'm having 4 to 5 experience. So now, I mean, in the organization I can do database refresh, like configuring always on high availability recovery, whatever I have done, that's finished. But what about after 5 years? So after about 5 years you will gain 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What about after gaining this much of experience? They simply say that, so Harsha, you are not here to do the activities what L2 engineer can do. You have to take the responsibilities like problem management, like RCA type kind of work. Like you have to lead the team. So they will come whatever the issue will come. So we are not aware of that issue, but using our experience we need to bring those kind of issues to one corner. So that could be threats. Okay, so IT industries will changing very rapidly, so we need to analyze the current market trend. Okay, what is the first database product that is I mean open source RDBS product which is having huge calls and huge potential market. So once we identify, so we need to, okay, slowly, I cannot say that we have to learn within 15 days, or we can learn in within 10 days or 1 month or two. Slowly we need to expand that idea, like, okay, uh, within 6 months or 1 year I need to learn, I need to acquire some L2 knowledge in the Postgres as well, or in the MS SQL as well. So we need to convert, like we need to analyze the future threats, and we need to learn that, I mean, by learning ourselves, by enhancing ourselves, we need to convert that threats into opportunities, and using that opportunities we need to cover our weaknesses. Okay, so now for L1 DBA, like 0 to 3 years, we can consider as the L1 as L1 DBA. Like usually we work like monitoring, backups, restores. So for L2, for most of the 80% work we have to do, that will be spanned like 2 to 5 years. After L3, after crossing the 5 years, we have to deal with escalations, troubleshoot advanced issues like performance tuning, like handling clients. So like for L3, so you need to directly talk to the clients. Client will come to you and this is the issue, and you have to come with a like action plan. So there is no like everything. I will tell you one example. So customer comes with like so Arsha, so just I need some HTML format like disk space, backup space, and everything. But we know how to do that SQL kind of like activities or anything, but we don't know about like HTML. But if they tell like that to the client, so client will lose, like, okay, these guys are not having technical stuff. Okay, so it will come to that conclusion, and he will he will not I mean he will not show interest to renew that agreement what we are having with the company. Okay, so that we cannot say to the client, and everything internally we need to learn. Okay, if I am a DBA L3 DBA admin, so I need to learn extra of what are not related to the our regular DBA work. Coming to L4 activity, so design database. For example, some like one person will came into that one project will came that they are setting a new bank. For new bank, what are the databases, how need we need to design the databases, how what are the columns that I need to design, where I need to implement the schema, how many schemas that I need to implement, how I need, where I need to implement that primary key, foreign key, everything. These kind of architecture designs and everything has to be done by the architecture. So all these years I am okay with the 5 to 5 years, but it's not like that. Age will, I mean, age will always grow, it will not get stopped, right? So if you want to stay in the long run in the IT industry, definitely we have to evolve ourselves like nobody, then only we can stay in the IT industry. Otherwise, so sorry boss, they will see simply close the door. Why? Because if you see that the people who have completed that postgraduate degree, they are directly working with the Python and PowerShell and crack getting the jobs like with the 1 lakh salary per month or more than that. I'm just taking the least. Okay, now so what could be our roles in the IT industry in future. So you know that we are MS SQL database or database analyst, associate database analyst or database associate administrator. So it all depends upon the company and the what are the roles that have been designed for. So okay, a senior associate database administrator, team lead L3, associated project manager. So sometimes nowadays most of the companies are looking like a database engineer who have a knowledge like ETL, like continuous integration or continuous development kind of tools. So who have a knowledge that kind of stuff and everything, they are calling as a data oops engineer. Okay, so Azure SQL administrator or SME ETL administrator. So these are all the roles what we get in the future. Okay, junior associate trainee, associate Azure admin. Okay, now you are all aware of it, what could be our roles in the future, right? Now what are the skills that we need to acquire to survive in the IT industry for the next 5 to 10 years on priority basis, on the speed of double. Okay, like on the priority. So we cannot continue in the long run as a database administrator with with the same knowledge what we have currently. So on the immediate basis, we need to learn T-SQL, SSIS, RS. Or if you have a time, you have to learn the parallelly, or you can learn according to design whatever in which medium you are comfortable, in which platform you are comfortable. So, but keep a plan, keep this idea in the plan. Okay, I need to learn T-SQL, SSIS, and SSRS. Believe me, guys, when you learn these concepts and everything, do your perception on performance tuning is totally will get changed. Okay, whatever the existing knowledge that we are having but totally change. So when I learn, when I am what I am, when I don't learn T-SQL, after learning T-SQL was complete difference. Whenever I go whenever I am learn T-SQL, my way of thinking and way of perceptions got changed totally when comparing to query tuning. So when I before I run, I just go through the execution plan. Okay, this is the operator. Okay, what we can do to avoid this operator, what is the table scan. Okay, let's convert into C. So this way, let's convert what could be strategy, let's update the statistics. Okay, let's update that fragmentation. Okay, well, let's introduce this kind of activities, this kind of ideas are getting into my mind when it comes to query tuning. But after learning T-SQL, so first I will analyze that T-SQL query, I will make it that to a beautiful format. Okay, now okay, this is the join, cross join. So why don't this I convert into CTE? Okay, when I do convert in the CTE, how many rows it is fetching? How many rows it is fetching? Okay, this is joining. Okay, let's provide the hint manually to this join. Okay, so like that, I am coming, I am doing the various query tuning techniques and I will written down. Like for example, let's notes like no now I'm saying that okay, when I use the join hints, let's assume I am having 50 550 logical reads. Okay, like 200 milliseconds CPU. So when I use like CTE in the query, I'm using 20 logical reads and 200 CPU. So I'm coming with various executions. So now I'm okay. This CTE, this type of query tuning is good for my environment. So I'm just implementing that in this like test environment, and based on the results and output and everything, I'm implementing the same in the production. So SSI, okay, that is the main part of T-SQL. SSIS, okay, why we need to learn SSIS? So nowadays nobody will give the job like for DBA. So definitely they are looking like for admin activity. Even though currently who are the admin doing as database admin, they are asking would to execute the packages, to schedule SASL packages. What could be the error? So if we got any job failure of regarding SSIS jobs, so they are simply saying that okay, why don't you troubleshoot, why don't you provide your analysis? So at least we had some knowledge. If got database got failed, we need to open the package, and why what is we need to understand what the package is doing. So once after that, basically at least we have to provide that some information. Now coming to SSRS, SSRS nowadays we need to configure load balancing for SSR reports. Generally we call it as a reporting services negative workload. So that kind of work we need to do. So PowerShell. So I can understand that PowerShell is very bit hard comparing to T-SQL and everything. So at least we need to learn what are the SQL tasks that are there in the regarding the PowerShell. At least we need to learn that task as well. Okay, so I have in my YouTube channel, I have shown some of the activities, so you can go through that. Okay, so you can answer yourself. Okay, so Arsha, what you have done through I mean like using the PowerShell. Okay, these are the activities that I have done. Okay, in the power for SQL Server. So I have little knowledge, or you can say like that. I have this much of knowledge, but if I give an opportunity, if I get an opportunity, I will learn and I will make things to I will bring the things to one corner. Okay, nowadays SQL Server Linux, you know that SQL Server is providing support from SQL Server 2017 onwards. Now we are at 2022 onwards. Okay, we are on SQL Server 22. Now how much progress will be made? Okay, now if you consider 2017, there is less support. Okay, I understand, but whereas at 2022 in future it will be more like just how much familiar SQL Server is familiar with Windows, that much of familiar we will get on Linux as well. So one thing guys, I already done a video on how much knowledge we required on Linux. I have done a session and I all the three videos are I uploaded in the YouTube as well. If you want, I will ping in our group as well. So at least you learn that. So in when in of my Capgemini interview, I got a call saying that you know the Linux knowledge. I said no. But you have they asked me why, but you have mentioned that I said that I don't have knowledge on Linux, but I have done all the POCs and everything for the upcoming client. But they were not had happy. They are purely looking on the Linux. So if you learn this that workshop activities what I have showed, if you not able to watch three videos, every video is having like one hour only approximately. If you learn if you spend 3 hours on my videos or regarding the workshop and everything, so you can easily crack the job. And the best part of that workshop is you will get familiar with the Linux and you can easily learn the Postgres as well. That I can strongly give a promise on that. Now you know, right? If you learn SSIS, Azure Data Factory is very easy. Why? Because the online version of SSIS is called Azure Data Factory. Now Azure SQL Database. Okay, so now as of now we are working as a database administrator. The same technology has been implemented on the cloud as well with little bit architecture changed. So we have three kinds of SQL Server and Azure VM, managed instance and Azure SQL Database. So you know that all the technologies are same and everything. So only thing what we need to do is what are the features that are supported in which platform. Okay, they will say that okay, I want to manage some data in the cloud, and it has to be replicated from on-prem and in the Azure as well. For that we have like data sync activity, one of the data sync activity, so Azure data sync. So if you know the explore, if you know what are the options that are available, okay, in the cloud environment, that would be beneficial. If you learn Azure SQL database, it means you are updated at SQL Server. Okay, this is what it means. Okay, first on priority basis, if we acquire these skills, so on the second run we need to concentrate on these kind of activities. So guys, SSIS or SSIRs depending upon the environment and depend on the clients. The SSIS comes in on priority as well. Okay, it's all depends upon. Basically most of the clients will using SSIS and SSRS. Okay, so now MongoDB. So for example, I am working as a database administrator for a social media company. So at that time MongoDB or no SQL database will come into picture. So Azure Databricks you have to give the less importance, but they will ask that. Okay, but if you have a good time opportunity, you can learn. Otherwise, you can keep downgrade the priority. And coming to Power BI. we need to learn the what are the admin activities regarding the Power BI. Apart from that, it is not much required. So all these are like tools only, just all the basic information is enough if you have time. Okay, so like for example, I am working as a database for 3 5 6 years. If I don't know how to connect to the migrate to the Oracle DBA something like that, at least I need to know from L1 or L2 activities to some extent. So right, nowadays nobody will have all this kind of knowledge. So once we know some little bit points and everything, you can showcase your skills. Okay, so they will trust us. Okay, why in the interviewer, okay, you know some kind of you know that kind of activity, but you didn't get opportunity. If you get that kind of opportunity, you are able to do that. The only thing is you have to give the confidence to the interviewer. So once the medium priority was done, you can consider it on these categories like cash and click out. These all counts depends upon the client, if the client is using, otherwise it is not at all required. And last and the final one is emerging databases. Now our RDBA Postgres is there. In future, I don't know if somebody will come with another database as well. Okay, so if there may, we need to see that. Okay, analyze. Okay, this database is emerging like never other databases, so let's learn this. So you need to learn, and also what are the databases that our customer is using, so we need to learn that as well. So now these are, and we need to learn the backup tools as well. But 1 or 2 days we will get the KT and everything from our team, and we will learn that. So this is the like all the future challenges and threats what we have currently. So this is the roadmap. So you have to design everything as per your need. So now the stage is yours, guys. So if you have anything, let me know. Or if you want to add any other points, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, guys. Uh, Pavan Kumar, Hanmantu Kumar, Vedant, Karim, Sheikh. Hello.
No questions, brother.
No.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, please. Somebody want to say, guys? This is like formal meeting. I know. Tushar, Pawal.
Hello.
Yep. Yes, please. Somebody is trying to speak. Yep. Yes, please. So,
Yeah, so if I'm audible.
yeah, you are a little bit audible. Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to say that we are moving on to the cloud more, right? So is it like managed or Azure? Then the database administrator work will be very less. So on that point, suppose all the databases are moving on to cloud.
Yeah, I understand that. Most of the work, why? Because uh, the control power what we are having is, they already left. They had with Microsoft, but we knew
Things like
yeah,
query store.
yeah. So most of the control will be, but we need to explore
Yeah.
the options what we are having. Okay, so if we go with the past database like Azure SQL database, okay, we don't have much control on the voice and everything. Okay, so we need to explore
Yeah.
that options and what could be the new errors, what are the errors that we are getting in the regular DBA that not the
Yes.
case in the Azure. It might the error different, and the best part is if we go with the Azure, we can acquire the new features as well in the less money.
Yeah, but we won't be having any controls to check, right? Like here in on-prem, you can check the network part, event waiver, any SQL logs and everything. But in the Azure thing, we don't know if there error comes, we don't know where to look.
No, we
Like
have
we
some
could
some
just
we
ask.
we have some areas as well, like we have SQL error log is there, we need to enable auditing as well. So there are so many other areas, that is what I'm trying to convey. So you need to explore that options as well. Yep. Apart from that, anyone please?
Yeah, Harsha.
Yeah. Yes, Shiva.
Yeah, nice. See, almost all here are 20 plus people, or maybe in a group, maybe 500 plus people. All are SQL database admin background, right?
Yep. Yes.
So, if market is demanding to learn some other technology, so what is the next step? Is it Azure or Oracle DB or MySQL or any other database or maybe cloud? So what do you say here?
Yeah, it's a, like hybrid model.
Hmm.
So it is not completely on full one RDBMS product. It's like we like it could be on-prem, it could be Azure, it could be like AWS. So it's hybrid model. So
Yeah,
we need to acquire all of these things at least, for example, uh, I don't know exactly about, like I'm saying about myself. If in one interview they said that, do you know what is AWS, did you work on AWS RDS system, RDS
mhm.
database? So when
Okay,
after this interview I came and I tried some Google and tried to fetch information to learn myself. It is simply means Azure SQL kind of database only in the AWS platform. So I didn't
Under,
explore that option, but for interview purpose or everything we need to explore.
understand.
Yeah.
But it is not so easy. Example, if we take a PostgreSQL, minimum of 30 days it will take, or maybe 2 months it will take to uh, learn that PostgreSQL, right?
Yes, not only 2 months
Yeah,
to get good, how much good we are at Microsoft SQL, to get it will take more than that. For
yes,
L1,
because
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
we are completely habituated on this graphical
Yes,
interface,
exactly. There is
right?
no
So
concept like a graphic user interface. Everything we have to work with the configuration files in the Linux environment. That all could be is like how we used to work with the notepad files. We just open the files and everything, right? But there the
mm,
story is quite different. We need to program will be there. I just forget that name as well. Sorry. So the tools, we need to you open the tools and everything through command prompt, and we need to work accordingly. Okay.
so what is the best path to learn a minimum, like maybe a basic kind of Linux?
I have done a workshop as well, right? So that much of his knowledge is enough.
This is the first meeting that I have joined,
Okay, okay.
and
I will ping that group, and I will bring all these workshop videos in the group as well. Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, Shiva. Yeah. Jahim Khan.
Yeah. Harsha, how are you, brother?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, you mentioned those SSIS, SSRS. So,
Yeah.
what else if you would just want to continue this SSIS, SSRS, and ADF part? What should be the roadway or the roadmap to along with the SQL DBA? Because I can see most of the opening along with the SQL DBA, this SSIS, SSRS is also
Yes.
there.
Yeah. So you mean to say how you came into this database as been administrator? I mean, did you learn or something directly? Some management posted, and after that, getting the posted as a DB, you learn that how? May I know?
No, no. Actually, I was a developer.
Okay.
In my organization, the DBA only left.
Acha,
So,
acha. So that's how you
along
got
with the
opportunity, right?
developer,
Acha,
yes,
acha.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
The DBA didn't came. The DBA which we have taken, that also didn't came. So I have to continue for the next 6 months, and at the next 6 months, I got one more good opportunity. Then
Acha,
I became the DBA only.
acha, acha. So we have various training institutes like Udemy is there, like YouTube is there. So you can have some knowledge, or you can acquire some knowledge. At least first, I am not saying that directly you can learn SSIS like development. First, we need to learn. We need to make ourselves familiar to that kind of tools. Okay, and like we need to learn admin activities. If you go through my YouTube channel, so I have demonstrated everything. If you believe me, I have showed you that how we can build SSIS scale out master and slave set for admin activities. But nobody has
Okay.
watched in that. As of now, there are only 1 or 6 views as well.
Mm,
So if we make familiar ourselves for admin kind of activities, slowly the tool it will pull you towards to learn the development kind of activity. Okay.
mhm.
Yep.
Got it, brother.
So apart from Khan, Prasanna Anjaneyulu, Prashant Gaud, Sriraj, Shiv. Okay. So I hope all the questions has been answered. So if you have any questions, you know that usually our group is there and YouTube comment channel is there. You can comment it there and you can post in you can reach out us. Our so many other people are there in our group, so everybody will helpful for us, and we can soon meet in the group as well. Okay, good evening, sign off, bye bye.
Thank you, Harsha. Thanks for your effort.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir. Bye.
thank you. Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah.